Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Alex Flood. The province of Ontario has dropped 2 symptoms from their school screening process, which are no longer deemed as commonly associated with COVID-19. The district's medical officer of health says it could cut down on long wait lines at area testing centers where few cases were found. Both runny noses and headaches have been removed from the list of symptoms of concern. Dr. Janet DeMille wants parents and kids to remember that they should still stay home when they feel sick, but they won't need to get a COVID test in those cases.
There's other respiratory viruses that can circulate that do cause the runny nose and such. And we saw what happened last year when there was a huge surge of people needing to get tested because the symptom list was very long. But especially in those early months of the after-school reopening, really none of them were COVID, at least here, or very few were COVID.
The farming community around Thunder Bay received some welcoming news this past week. Ontario Agriculture Minister Lisa Thompson has agreed to add local livestock farmers to a program that already provided drought relief funding to farmers in the Dryden and Fort Frances areas. Farmers can apply for up to $10,000 specifically for water tanks, water troughs, and associated equipment to help combat the recent drought conditions. The lack of rain this summer has not been seen in decades by Thunder Bay farmers, according to Jason Reed, a director with the Beef Farms of Ontario.
We haven't seen that creek dry up in 60 years. That one we have seen flowing for 75 years. In my lifetime, I've never seen that creek dry up. Like some of these guys that have been farming in the area for 60 plus years are saying they've never seen stuff like this before.
Reed admits the Northwestern Livestock Emergency Assistance Initiative will not completely solve the challenges area farmers are facing, but he says just knowing the province is there for them to assist in this time of crisis is appreciated.
It's not going to provide us with all the feed and all the answers we need for the winter, but it's knowing that they're there for us and they've come through for us when we need them, and that emotional knowing that the government's standing behind us is really, we can't express the thanks enough for just knowing that you're there for us when we really needed it.
It's a project that has been in development for years, but now if anyone was looking for undeniable proof that a gold mine will be coming to Greenstone, it's there now. Several elements of what will become an open pit mine are coming online, and our cameras were given access to various areas of the mine. Adam Riley has the details.
I'm so proud to be able to see our citizens reap the benefits of what we're seeing move ahead with this Greenstone gold mine.
Greenstone Mayor Renard Beaulieu is in high spirits as he sees a decade-long project begin to take shape in his community. Greenstone Mine, as it is now called, following the acquisition of its previous owners by Equinox Gold and the Orion Mine Finance Group. Several aspects of the project have expanded in recent months, including the exploration office, which now includes the construction offices, further drilling operations, and a temporary water treatment plant. General Manager Eric Lamontagne says the plant will process water located in the previous mine's tailings ponds before expelling it into Kenogamisis Lake, cleaner than it was.
With the technology now and all the things we have, we're able to put at the entrance water with high content of arsenic and release the water without close to nothing, no arsenic.
Closer to Geraldton, an electrical substation with a dedicated line has been installed by the company. An entire section of land has been cleared for the new highway to be built, and a worker village complete with natural gas service has been set up, which will accommodate the hundreds of people who will be building the mine. It has taken a lot to come to this point, with agreements with area First Nations and the municipality, which Lamontagne says that support is what made this project happen.
And the municipality, since the beginning, are behind this project and help us to develop, and all the community, Aboriginal community around help us too. And without all of this community, Aboriginal and the municipality of Greenstone wasn't not able to be where we are today.
Beaulieu knows whatever happens going forward will benefit all the communities within the Greenstone area.
You know, we don't have what it takes probably to service all in one area, but we sure have a lot to service in all of Greenstone. We have a lot more to offer when it comes to housing, when it comes to property, when it comes to services that could be offered.
Officially, the mine and its construction has not been announced, but La Montagne is hopeful that an announcement will be coming in Q3 of 2021. Adam Riley, TBT News.
Significant rainfall over the last several days has greatly assisted the fight against the ongoing forest fire situation in the Northwest. As of Sunday afternoon, there were 72 active fires in the region. 3 fires were not under control, 10 fires were under control, and 58 fires continue to be monitored. The fire hazard remains low to moderate across the Northwest. Forest fires have contributed to nearly 800,000 hectares of area burned. Aviation, forest fire, and emergency services would like to remind the public to use caution when performing any outdoor burning. Fires are to be ignited no sooner than 2 hours before sunset and extinguished no later than 2 hours after sunrise. And a Lakehead University researcher is part of a multidiscipline effort to cure HIV using a new approach, with the help of a 5-year grant worth over $26 million. Dr. Pauline Samashima is Lakehead's Canada's Research Chair in Arts Integrated Studies. Over 100 researchers will be a part of the groundbreaking work, including Nobel Prize winners. Samashima will focus on the needs of those who have HIV, creating a plan that will be integrated into the research.
The scientists are editing DNA, and so thinking about how do we translate those complex science parts into lay language, into metaphors that are not going to create more anxiety.
Samashima says this new approach will ask the HIV community to be an integral part of the cure rather than just subjects in a study. And organizers of the local Run for the Cure fundraiser are looking to build on the success of last year's virtual event, aiming to raise $30,000 in 30 days over the month of September. Typically drawing over 500 participants to Fort William Stadium, the event raises money for breast cancer research and support programs for those undergoing treatment. Run co-directors Bonnie Titaferrante and Melissa Irvin are pledging to dye their hair pink for the Run Day on October 3rd, if the fundraising target is reached. The pair say it's a lighthearted gesture of support for a cause that touches so many in the community.
I think it's because breast cancer patients and all of our survivors have all gone through losing their hair during their treatments, and so it was one way of us sort of trying to join the ranks and show our support.
It's such a great cause because you don't realize how many people are affected by it. Statistically, 1 in 8 Canadians 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. And that's like, a group of 8 people, that one person could be the one and you don't know.
Last year's virtual run raised around $40,000, down from about $60,000 before COVID in 2019. While the event won't be held inside the stadium, organizers will once again set up a table outside, offering refreshments and encouragement to those who want to walk or run the original route around Chapels Park. The group hopes to hold a live event again next year, and anyone interested can learn more to register or donate at the Run for the Cure website. And Resolute's Ignace sawmill has been back in business for about 7 months, and company brass say profits from the pandemic should keep the operation running for the foreseeable future. The sawmill in Ignace was shuttered for a 2-year period before restarting this February. Resolute President Remy Lalonde says having the mill up and running allows the company to better manage the fiber flow in the province between their 3 sawmills, which makes Resolute more competitive as a whole.
From an economic perspective, we're very bullish on long-term demand trends for lumber. So while prices are low today, we think that over the next several years, the conditions are such that prices are going to be above average for many years to come. And that means that we should be able to be profitable and very competitive in all of our sawmills in northwestern Ontario, including Ignace.
The company cleared about $250 million in debt throughout the pandemic due to high lumber prices. Joined now with Kurt Black. And Kurt, it is Labor Day weekend. Everybody should be getting outside, but it's hard to get out when there are so many good sports on right now.
Absolutely, Alex. And speaking of lumber, the Jays were breaking out their lumber today. We'll have the highlights of that game right after the break.